Limp Bizkit or something in the meantime. So see y'all then. Welcome back to the 20th anniversary celebration of Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening here on DMC Speedruns. As you can see, I have updated the image of Dante appropriately on the layout here to now have a piece of strawberry cake on his head. So we are doing Dante Cake, which is Dante collect all, kill everything. Basically all collectibles, all bosses, ACAB Dante. So we got Xirzs here to do the run. What's up, Xirzs? How you doing, man?
Good. Just the rusting. Just one run. I'm
Very
really
nice.
rusty. I'm gonna fuck it up.
You'll be all right, man. We're all here to have a good time. So, I'll count you down, and as usual, chat, if you want to say Devil May Cry with me, that would be awesome. But we'll do the 3, 2, 1 Devil May Cry and then get into it. You ready, man?
Yep. Let me.
All right, hold on. Actually, I do not have. Do I have game audio? Do some more thing real quick. I don't know if I have game audio. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're just a little low, but it's cool. All right, man. So in 3, 2, 1, Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry.
Did you want me to deafen you? I forgot to ask.
No, don't worry.
All right, awesome, cool. Take it away, everybody.
Yeah, live commentary from Xirzs.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is collect all, kill everything. As Cosmic said, that means all collectibles and all bosses. So that means we're doing all of the secret missions in this game, collecting all of the blue orb fragments that are scattered around through it, and also doing both the additional Jester fights and all of the bosses on Mission 18. So we will see pretty much the whole breadth of what the game has to offer here on this run with Xirzs. Same stuff applies from the previous run about Royal Guard and all that cool stuff, but you'll just get to see a little bit of extra things here. Also, we'll be seeing combat adjudicators. Talk more about those when we get to them. But Xirzs is just getting a bit camera shy. He's having trouble with his releases. It's okay. 1 in 5 men have trouble releasing. Oh, never mind. You're not him. You're not 1 of 5.
I mean, everyone gets there eventually. I think.
Green orb.
Green orb.
Yeah.
The green orb actually is random when you get it. You obviously, the game tries not to drop green orbs unless you have health missing. So it's random where you get it. I think the latest I've ever seen anyone get a green orb is on mission 12. Because the first time you get this pop-up, right? So it's not really a time loss to get it in any one spot. It just moves around to where the time save is. Yeah, fiery rated DMC speedruns. Accelerate fiery. Okay, didn't crash, thank God. That release, Stubby intentionally did not do that release because he was afraid of the game crashing. And so that release there, because of the way that wave despawns work, can like bug out, and if you kill too many enemies with that release on that timing, the game could just crash. It's like a 50-50 chance to crash. Thankfully, didn't crash there. That's huge. Stubby also didn't get that crash because he didn't even go for that release. Somehow Virgil run from Mo earlier got that crash for some reason. That's interesting. I've never seen that, but you know. Nice
Just
fire
a
GG.
well-built game.
Yeah. I wonder if, I don't know if that crash happens on HD Collection or if that's only an OG port thing.
Well, with my limited experience, I don't think I've ever had DMC3 crash. But also I have very, very limited experience, so.
Yeah, that's fair. Good, mission 2. We did get an A rank on mission 1, so not gonna be able to afford Stinger. That's all good though. Sometimes if you do like really well on mission 2, you could still afford Stinger 2, even if you A rank, but I don't think we have that here. Looks like we walking.
It's a little interesting. We're celebrating the OG release by playing only the 06 port today.
Yeah, true.
No actual Dante Awakening runs here today.
Yeah, do you want to see the run without turbo mode and on hard?
Oh,
I mean,
hell
I guess. Yeah, that's what we want. SEMA recently added a category for that on an emulator. It's like emulator Dante's Awakening. That's the elusive 4th run. Cosmic is your Japanese PS2 DMC3.
Yeah, we need the 50,000 donation incentive for that though. We can't just give that out for free.
Oh, nice release. Huge. For the most part, this run is almost identical to any percent in most of the room's combat clears. You will see a little bit of a difference because you do have to fight all the bosses, which means no skipping Gigapede. You can still do Giga Zip, but then you go into the arena backwards and then fight them from the wrong direction. Hopefully we'll get to see that. It's a bit harder to do because you have to collect a blur fragment that's in the room that you do Giga Zip in. We'll see. Hopefully, I think Xirzs will definitely try it. We'll see if he'll get it.
Yeah, I'm
we
gonna
do
try it.
have permission from Cosmic to style switch or reset the room.
Yeah,
So
you
we
can
try
room
it.
reset until you get it if you want.
Well, if
I think you
like
should.
that idea.
Yeah, I think you should. Here's the first secret mission. Oh, sick release. Secret missions are basically just like one-off side missions that you can do to get a blue orb fragment. Once you collect 4 blue orb fragments, then you get a health capacity upgrade. This first secret mission is really simple. You just have a time limit. You got to kill all the enemies inside the time limit. For a speedrun, that's super easy. Obviously, the time limit doesn't factor in being a god gamer like Xirzs will be here. So he just needs to kill all the enemies here under the time limit to get that blue orb fragment, and that'll be on his way. Mission 3 is where the run starts to actually get different. There's a combat adjudicator as well that's coming up here soon, as well as just a blue orb fragment up here, and that secret mission. Combat adjudicators are basically just a tutorial that teach you how to vary your combos to build style. You're basically just gonna beat the shit out of the statue and get a high enough style rank that it will break, giving you a blue orb fragment, just like that. The later into the game you go, the harder the style meters get, or the combat adjudicators get, and also they force you to use different weapons. You can only use one weapon per style, per combat adjudicator, and so that one you had to use Rebellion. Later you'll see ones that have to use Cerberus or have to use Nevin or Beowulf. So we'll have to be equipping specific weapons for that mission just so that we could do that, which will change up the combat a little bit. Once
So
again, on Cerberus, go ahead.
We are doing some extra combat here, so we're definitely gonna hit Royal Guard level 3 in this one run, right?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Does that actually affect anything, hitting it a bit early?
It makes it so that you accidentally use the back style on Royal Guard more often
Alright,
and lose
cool.
time. Pretty much. Yeah, so the style system in this game, you level up your styles by killing enemies. So you see that little progress meter. Oh, sick
Ooh.
fight. That was really good. Good shit, Xirzs. So on the top by the rage meter, those shining balls, there's also that green bar. Once that green bar fills to the top, you'll get level 2 Royal Guard. Level 2 Royal Guard lets you jump and jump release and jump block, which is super useful as it allows you to buffer the frames of the block and the release to make it a lot easier. It also lets you store more meter so that you can release extra damage. But that is based on how many enemies you kill. And so in Cake, you don't skip Gigapede, so you'll get level 2 Royal Guard for mission 6. And also, because you kill all of the extra bosses on 18, you'll get level 3 Royal Guard on mission 18, instead of skipping it entirely, which you would in a normal any percent speed run.
From what you have said, it actually probably saves time to just only ever get level 2.
Yeah, it does, because you have the level up screen, right? And then that's slow. And also, like, yeah, you shouldn't be killing enough enemies to get level 3 at any percent. And then the only spot where I guess it maybe could save time is on Virgil 3, because you could build up more guard to do more damage. But I don't think it lets you skip a cycle or anything, so it effectively doesn't save time.
Okay.
But here we go. Giga Zip incoming. It's going to be a lot more difficult for Xirzs to do Giga Zip than it was for Stubby, because he has to grab the blur fragment in this room, which is behind the enemies that you're supposed to use to zip. That guy on the right, he really has to make sure he doesn't aggro, because if he moves, he'll have no way to like steer his angle. He needs that guy to stay there so that he can use him to lock onto, so that he doesn't zip out of bounds. Because the zip just like puts you out of bounds, and the angle that you're doing the zip at is a really big factor. Yeah, rough. So he aggroed. So if you want, you can room reset, Xirzs. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Just to see the fight backwards.
Yeah. So normally you wouldn't be able to restart the room unless you died. But since Xirzs is using the style switcher mod to set up the controller, he is able to use a function to reset the room. Normally that's not allowed in speedruns, but because it's a showcase here, we want to show off the Gigapede boss fight if you do Gigazip. Because you can still fight the boss, but it looks very different. There you go. Nice. So instead of collecting the item here, he's going to be going into the boss arena. Because for the category, you have to fight the boss. It still saves time to do the zip, because you skip like 2 other combat encounters and some extra movement rooms. So I think it saves like a minute instead of 2. But then normally when you'd fight Gigapede, you have Rail Guard charged, and you can't have Rail Guard charged for this fight in Cake because you do a release to get here. So even if you had guards charged up, you would lose it when you did the zip, which makes this get 2 cycle here a lot more difficult. Hoping to reflect those balls.
You say difficult, but is it still consistent? Like if you're
It is
not
yeah.
skill issuing it?
Yes, it is, but it's much harder. Like the Gigazip or the Gigapede 2 cycle that we used to do back before Gigazip was found, is consistent, but was like not super hard. But this version of it, you don't have any release. You would normally like release the head and the tail at the same time when he spins around, and it would do a ton of damage. But you have to get the extra damage just from doing the fight normally instead, which is a lot more difficult. Good job though. It's like a try on the zip, not bad.
I really
We'll
appreciate
get to see the fight back.
I appreciate the game doesn't just crash when you enter the boss room from the wrong door.
I know, right? I like how the cutscene plays like from the wrong side too. The cutscene's like, where the hell are you?
Okay. Please
Come on, there we go.
Yeah, doing the zip that way is much harder than doing the zip the way that Stubby was doing it, because you really have to make sure that you don't aggro that guy, and all the other enemies are in different spots than they normally are. Here's Jester. Added in the special edition, so is not 20 years of Jester. Jester is only 19 years old. We're going to be seeing 3 of these boss fights.
Yeah. Are we having another event next year for the special edition? Probably not.
Maybe. We could. And then in that event, we'll all play the original version.
Hell yeah. Actually, I'm curious now. How old is DMC 4?
If we did one for special edition, I would require some Dante Must Die runs. That's what I'll say.
Oh, good lord.
That's what I'm saying. That's the stipulation, bro. We have Dante Must Die.
Ain't no one running Dante Must Die in this game. Chris is back. Chris said, I heard Dante Must Die. We're talking about 3, Chris. Go away. You don't want any of that smoke. None of that DMC3 DMD.
Oh, maybe he does.
Maybe he does. Maybe he does.
He's already
would you settle for
calculating.
very hard?
He's already calculating the stun values.
I had to learn how that worked to teach some friends to do that style play.
I still have no idea how that shit works.
It's weird.
So for the most part in these early missions, not much is going to change. There's going to be another secret mission on this level. One that people notoriously have a hard time with, but is really funny if you watch the speedrun for it. And I think we already have like, there's no blur fragments here, so it's going to be pretty much exactly the same. I believe we're going to get Royal Guard level 2 before we fight Agni and Rudra, which is really nice because that means we can build up extra guard to do extra damage on that scripted release at the start of the fight. Normally, in an 80% run, you would only get it on mission 6 if you didn't do Gigazip, but then you get it on mission 7 if you do. Here we have our first Cerberus combat adjudicator. A lot of these combat adjudicators have scripted combat. Like you do them the same exact way every time, and it'll always build the style. And there's like a fastest way to do them. I think that one, I think that some of the easier ones, I don't think we've routed out like that. Here's the secret mission. The gimmick here is if you get hit at all, then you restart the mission. But really, all you have to do is just attack them, and they stop attacking you. So if you just switch targets and attack one, then he'll stop attacking. Like they didn't, not a single attack was sent at you. Like Xirzs just got to walk in and basically get a blur fragment for free. People get scared and they play passive, and that makes it a million times harder.
Yeah, I definitely just hung in the back and shot them while doing my best Dark Soul dodge rolls.
Yeah, you can just walk up to them and punch them in the face and they won't even attack you. Yeah, if you start attacking the Enigma, they just don't attack back. I don't know if that's a universal thing with Enigmas, but it does happen there at least. Are you gonna buy air raid?
Yeah.
Xirzs? Yeah. Okay. So
No, wait, no. If
No?
I did the route I'm planning, I'm not gonna buy a raid.
okay, cool. Gotcha. So there's two different routes for Cake because of a hard secret mission later on. Yeah, interesting. You didn't get the Royal Guard level 2. Not until 6 here. You'll get it right at the end of this fight then. But there's a secret mission later on that is very difficult, and you can make it a lot easier by buying Air Raid, but Air Raid is 20,000 orbs, so it's a really, really big purchase. That would definitely change like which orb ores that he'd be getting and what ranks he's looking for. Maybe farm some orbs on some sections. Ooh, nice recovery.
Nice, yes, very nice.
That's why you don't want a gold release, because it almost fucked up his ability to sunlock them, right? Because he zipped through. Perfect way to save that is to Stinger, because the Stinger will hit the attack of the other enemy while hitting the first guy, and that'll cause the parry anyways, even though you aren't with them. So it's a perfect way to save it. Really good fight. Good job. Very nice. We are going to see a little bit, you would hope to see a little bit of extra bonus stuff in mission 6, because there is a weapon here that he needs to pick up. Part of Cake is that you have to collect all of the weapons as well. So that means Spiral and Artemis need to be collected. Artemis that you just saw on the tip of that thing that he just jumped on top of is a gun that is completely optional. If you do all 3 trials here, you can unlock that gun. But you also could just pick it up on mission 16 if you didn't pick it up here. And since doing that 3rd trial is really slow, it's better to just wait till 16 and pick it up then for free.
It's a little sad.
It is a little sad. It would be cool if you did it the other way around, but it's a lot like Nightmare Beta on DMC1 actually. The same sort of mechanic where you can pick it up earlier, but if you don't, then it just shows up later and it's faster to pick it up later.
Yeah.
What is the lore behind this category being named Cake? It is an acronym. It's collect all, kill everything. So all bosses and all collectibles. It's just a fun way to name it. I made up this category because I thought that an all collectibles category would be cool. And I also wanted a category where I fought all the bosses in mission 18. And so doing both kind of just works together, I think, because killing all the bosses in 18 gives you a blurb fragment. And so, like, if you're going to get one, you may as well get all of them, right? And just a category to show off everything.
Didn't you take the name from, like, Doom, I thought it was?
It's a Ghost Runner speedrun category.
Ghost Runner.
And in that game, you have to kill every single enemy, but it also tracks all the enemy kills. So it's, like, a little bit more viable. It's not, it's kind of a misnomer, because it's like you don't actually kill everything. There's, like, a lot of optional combat encounters and stuff that you just avoid, but to kill everything, obviously, is in reference to the bosses.
Yeah. It just sounds nice.
Yeah, it's a cool name.
Clearly, we're still running past quite a few enemies in this game.
Yeah. This is the 3rd secret mission, and one of the most notoriously annoying missions in the game. You're supposed to stay in the air for 20 consecutive seconds. And most people tell you to do a strategy where you just jump in a wall and hope that the enemies jump at you, which is okay, but that is random. This is the strategy that you do if you want to have a consistent but difficult secret mission. If you just jump at the wall, it's random that the enemies jump at you, and they could just decide that they're not going to. And if that happens, then the timer resets. But if you kill 3 out of the 4 enemies and then bait the enemy into walking in a circle, he'll never attack or jump. And so you can consistently just jump off his head over and over again. It's a lot harder, but it's consistent. The other strategy that people suggest that you do on like forums and shit is random. So for a speedrun, that's obviously not very good. It's really difficult, so good shit on Xirzs for doing it first try. That was awesome.
I
Can't believe speedrunners want to, out their RNG
I was
in their run.
afraid. I got the canon event. I got the other 0.1 and losing the mission.
Oh, nice
Nice,
save.
nice recovery.
You'll jump to your doom. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. I'm like, where's he going? Yeah, there's a blur fragment up here. Everyone's least favorite part of Devil May Cry is the platforming. Cake definitely has a lot more platforming than your average category.
Especially 3. I feel like the platforming is like the hardest in 3.
I agree. Yeah, it kind of assumes that you have Trickster, I feel, and leveled up Trickster, not a lot, like you would like air dash and shit, right? But in this run, you don't. So, gotta do all that movement with Rogue Guard.
Sad. No twirly pole spins today.
There's still time. It's most likely on the 3rd fight. Ooh, okay, so this is a triple S combat adjudicator, meaning that he needs to get a triple S rank with just Rebellion here in order to get the blue orb fragment. I believe that he has a scripted combo that he's doing here that is going to guarantee that he gets it as fast as possible. This shit is so hard if you don't know what you're doing. I like have destroyed my hands on this. And when I first routed Cake, I didn't know about a scripted combo for this. So I have lost many a run to just getting here and not being able to get a triple S. Same with the Beowulf one on 17, which is easily the hardest one in the game.
Don't you have like a nice cheese for that one now? If I remember
Yeah,
right?
now there's like a scripted combo that you can do. For that one, you actually used to like grab Swordmaster and buy the uppercut move for Beowulf because it just makes it easier. You have more moves. But not anymore. I think well, Stenium came up with one in the past. And I think there's a better one now that Project Accent made. I know Accent came up with a couple of new ones, yeah. The Nevin one in particular.
You're gonna see it on this run. I already learned it.
Oh, awesome. That's nice. Shout out Accent and Ascenium doing stuff that I was never going to lab. Oh, sick release.
That was an accident. That release.
No, just claim it. That was on purpose. You did it on purpose.
There are no accidents.
Except for me. I was an accident.
Dude.
Well, sometimes accidents are good things,
Dude,
right?
Yeah.
All right. Last chance for a pole spin, I think. Don't let me down, Xirzs.
I hope not.
It's random when the greeds start to swing their coffins, and it's really brutal because if you don't kill them before they start swinging, then it can be really bad. You get knocked away, and then it's actually timed perfectly that if you instantly stinger back, you get hit by the next hit too. He's like punished for spamming. What is this Vanguard doing? She's up on the rocks. I think she's a margarita or something.
First time I see it there.
Yeah, I see that mission too. Sometimes she'll like teleport on top of the truck, the school bus.
Yeah, she was after the high ground. Didn't work out for her.
So here, Xirzs built a guard on the Vanguard so that when he is doing this orb ore, he can use it to get extra damage. Because the more damage you do, the more orbs you get from the orb ore. You get a lot of extra, I think like 3,000 extra orbs by doing that release there. And it helps especially in Cake because you do need more money for stuff. And on top of that, you have level 2 Royal Guard there, so you can get even more money than you would normally. In an 90% run, you would only have level 1 Royal Guard, and you would get level 2 after you kill the Vanguard, so you can't build it up there. Wow, sick Royal Guards.
I'm still mesmerized by the jump cancels in this fight. They're so much harder than they look.
Yeah, the jump cancel is a more advanced strategy. Back in the day, we used to do like canceled rebellion swings, and that's way easier. The jump cancels are like a new thing that high level runners started doing in the last like 2 years, I think. Much harder. Virgil has a really small jump cancel hitbox, especially for Agni Rudra.
Wait.
So Xirzs now entering mission 8. He's going to be buying his purple orbs. There is a secret mission here that traditionally he would use Trickster for. It'd be the one and only time that you would see Trickster in a DMC speedrun. For 3 at least. But that has been routed out, apparently. I've never seen this strat, I don't think. Or maybe if I have, I've never seen it in a run. It'll be interesting to see how he does it.
I hope it's cool to watch because the Trickster, the little bug with Trickster is pretty cool too.
Yeah, I did like it. The downside is that like switching styles, obviously, very slow.
Yeah.
Right, and so we'll see here. The secret mission is basically that elevator from mission 5, except for on crack. Enemies all have Devil Trigger, which means that they are unable to be stunned as easily as normal enemies, and they have a lot more health. So if more than 4 enemies, I think more than 6 enemies actually, are on the lift at a time, then the lift will go back down, and you have to ride the lift all the way to the top so that you can get the Blue Orb Fragment. Normally what you do is you'd equip Trickster here, and you jump, and then wall run on the edges where the platform goes up. So that would despawn the enemies because you get too high above them. But it seems like Xirzs here is using his know-how of DT stun mechanics to be able to get the stun when he wants it, to knock them off the edge so he doesn't have to switch to Trickster. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
Shit, dude. That's cool.
Yeah, DT'd enemies in this game, they're tough. They're tough nuts to crack.
Yeah, they don't stun like normal, so it's a lot harder to get them to fall off of the platform. That's pretty sick, actually. Just goes to show like the knowledge of one category being useful in another, right? Like knowing how DT stun works, actually really cool and useful for this level. That's gotta save a lot of time actually as well, because it saves time on the movements. Like you save like probably 3 or 4 seconds on the menu because you don't have to switch to Trickster, and then all of the movement in the level up to this statue you also would save time on because you have Royal Guard. You do lose a little bit of time because you can grab the Blue Orb Fragment early when you do the Trickster strategy, but I think overall this should be quite a bit faster. That's quite cool. There he equipped Xirzs because he's going to need Xirzs for a combat adjudicator later in the level, and he's not going to be able to go back for it. One of the rules for this category is that you have to do all of the secret missions and combat adjudicators and stuff in mission order. So like you can't go to the mission select screen and go back and do stuff later. Which actually is a big reason why DMD has never seen a cake run. Because mission 1 on DMD new game, secret mission 1 rather, fucking impossible. Good luck with that. You had to kill all those enemies on DMD when they can DT with only Royal Guard level 1 and no DT. Like it is insane that no one has been able to do it except for Heist, and I think he did it segmented. So,
see, even Heist, I think he never could make it past the secret mission with like the big enemies, all the big spiders and vanguards. I'm pretty sure that's where he got.
Yeah, where he got stuck.
Yeah.
Can you do secret mission 1 and mission 7? You might be able to. That might be the loophole that you need to make it not ass. But you also still don't have DT at that point. which is the problem. You'll have Agni Rudra, so you could jump cancel for sure, but yeah, that might be enough. Yeah, level 2 royal guard as well. I'm curious if you could go back even later in the game and do it. I'm not sure.
Could be like DMC1 where the secret missions despawn if you progress the mission one
They
room
despawn.
too far.
The despawn, yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, beating the game on DMD is one thing, but the thing is beating that secret mission on new game DMD. That's the really hard part. But the reason that that rule is in place, by the way, is so that you don't just do an any % run and then go back and do all the secret missions, because that would make the run like way more lame. Because I think it would probably be faster in a lot of instances just to do that.
Yeah. It's like the whole idea of making the run was to see the run like live, full segment, single
Yeah,
segment.
exactly. So it kind of defeats the purpose if you just like do any % and then go back and do everything. Unfortunate, he only got a silver release there. Still got Banhart though, very nice. If it's a 3-frame window to get a gold release on an enemy attack, but if you miss it by like 1 or 2 frames, you'll still get a release. It just won't do as much damage, and it's called a silver release. But it doesn't give you nearly as much damage, which also means it doesn't give you nearly as much DT. So right there, where you really need the DT to rebuild, so you can do the Banhart, like 1.5 cycle or whatever. It's really unfortunate to get a silver release there. Often happens to be the most common place to get a silver release, of course. Now we're on the spiders. Hoping for good luck here. Also want to try to leave this room with Devil Trigger if possible, because we're going to need it to get a blur fragment. And also, you want to have DT for the zip, so he's not going to use DT here. Just play it safe, build up to full. With Rebellion, if you're in DT, you can hold down the lock-on button and the jump button, and this will keep you gliding. And you can bump up against these little statues so that you can land up here. Normally, I think you're supposed to use maybe a double jump and Trickster to wall run to get up there, but you can use that DT glide to like rub up against those things and go upwards. Get that blur fragment.
Yeah, that was neat. I hadn't seen that little trick before.
Yeah, it's really nice. And when I first routed this, I just switched to Trickster, and then did the wall run, switch back. That's much faster. Here's the zip.
Oh.
Are all these runs being done on New Game Normal? Yeah, all the runs today are New Game Normal.
Come on, Enigma.
Aw,
Oh my god.
I think you're standing in the wrong spot.
There you
There
go.
we go. Nice. Yeah, that blur fragment is a lot of people's last one they get. It is really well hidden. As many of you may know, if you played this game, there is a Nevin combat adjudicator on this level. We don't have Nevin yet. We have to beat the boss in this mission first. But then on the next mission, we're going to be doing that. So they're always interesting to see. People really don't know how to use Nevin. So it'll be fun to have a little bit of a showcase of it being used. Well, I wish that you could continue to use it and have it be useful, but you just switch right back afterwards.
Unfortunate.
Ooh, release cancel. Let's go.
Oh,
So that's a super rare tech there. If you do a gold release, or like do a release where you try to do damage with your release, and you get hit at the like exact perfect time, nice release, then you can make it so that the damage cancels the release being used, but you get the damage. So like he killed that spider with a ton of release damage, but didn't lose the charge because he got hit at the perfect time. That is the secret to why a task run of this game would be really boring, because you can do that with jump canceling as well. It just is like beyond frame perfect. It's super like it's frame perfect and also position perfect. You have to be like the perfect distance away from the enemy and get hit on the bright frame, and then you can maintain that. And you could do that on purpose with a jump cancel if you're actually cracked, but It's so difficult that like even for a segmented run, you wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. Waifu, you're actually just turning Chris on.
I know.
auto-
I mean, he
know.
could do it if he wants. You also could cancel it with a holy water animation. That was like a thing that people were trying on Arkham. But yeah, we got Spiral. That's we only need one more weapon after that. We need Artemis, and then obviously the ones that you're required to get. The secret mission has you beat everything up.
Do we use Spiral at all in this?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, yeah, we do on one of the later secret missions.
I don't know. That's nice.
That's cool.
I really like actually using the bonus weapons that we pick up.
Yeah, I wish there was more instances where you could. I've thought about doing this run on the freestyle version. I think that this run would benefit a lot more from freestyle than any percent would, just because you're gonna have everything. So there's like more instances of that, and you can use other styles for things without losing time, right? Because you don't have to switch at the statue. If I ever buy it for the Switch, I'll definitely do a cake.
Do you have a Switch?
My girlfriend has a Switch. I could use it, I'm sure. Sure, I need a better capture card.
Oh, right. Those pesky things.
Yeah.
Good first cycle. See, that floor lightning, that's what I could never block.
Dude, I actually was having such a hard time with that on my recent record grind. I lost like so many potential runs to just missing that block. There you go. You see the shotgun to knock her down, so you get the extra time to do damage. Very nice fight.
Nice 2-cycle.
So now that we have Nevin, we are going to be able to do that combat adjudicator. So we'll equip it in the next mission. There's also the hardest secret mission in the game on this next mission, which is where you'd have that route difference where if you wanted to play it safe, you'd buy Air Raid. Air Raid's a move for Nevin, which lets you fly in the air. The secret mission is super hard. Oh yeah, that's right. We buy Air Hike as well in this run.
20,000.
I totally forgot about that. That's so expensive in this game.
Yeah, inflation go crazy. Air
And there's
raid
extra
mo-
time if you shotgun or do a big enough double trigger explosion or do aerial cross. Any attack that causes knockdown normally knocks down Nevin. Here's the combat adjudicator. It's a really easy one. Get to see the crazy combo. Let's go. We're immediately going to put it away, though, because it's slow and we want Agni and Rudra again.
Said we'll
Bye-bye,
see it one
man.
more time later.
No.
No, isn't there a triple S adjudicator?
Yeah, it's double S. It's on mission 13.
Double S, okay.
So behind the statue here is the next secret mission, and it's the hardest one in the game, in my opinion. You have to collect all of these red orbs in a time limit, and they're flying in the air. So you're supposed to buy Air Raid for this with Nevin, but you can use Rebellion Glide here, but it's much harder. This is why we use need Air Hike. Oh, nice save. The timing here is actually really tight. It's hard to make the timing on this. If you miss any of these, then it's pretty much over. Really nice. Super good secret mission.
See, I have
That's quite difficult.
very little idea about anything in this category, but Waifu said it was hard and Xirzs made it look easy, so I assume he's gaming.
Yeah, he's gaming for sure. That was sick. It's also especially hard because that's the first time you get a white orb. The white orb causes that pop-up to happen, and that makes it a lot harder to keep the movement consistent at the start. So like a lot of the times I would drop it at the beginning and then have to like restart it just because the white orb pick up.
Is there any like RNG chance to get a white orb earlier in the run and just
Maybe,
You're
I
lucky.
don't know. I've never seen it happen, but I would just be like Xirzs and not have to worry about messing it up if you get the white orb drop. But yeah, you need enough DT to be able to do that, and also you need really good movement. Otherwise, you're gonna drop it, and then yeah, then you have to go farm DT again. It's like really slow.
Might as well just reset the run.
Well, the nice thing is those white orbs respawn inside the secret mission. So you could just leave the secret mission and come back and then refill your DT that way. It doesn't take very long, but it's slow. The upside to using air raid there would be that you don't gradually fall. When you use the Rebellion Glide, you do slowly fall all the time, and so that makes the timing a lot more tight. Yeah, that air hike purchase is one of the big reasons why you have to collect a lot more orbs. You see more ores being captured in this run. Although I honestly think that maybe we could skip all but one in this route if we do doppelganger for 20 or for 19 rather. But that hasn't been added into this category yet. That was only found like a week and a half ago or something. So.
You just came off of the world record grind in this game. You could probably knock another 5 minutes off this category, right? Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not that much. But I definitely could knock like a minute off of it, I think. But I gotta go get DMC1 record first. Ooh, that was a nice wall jump. I like that.
I always forget about this one as well.
I think one of my world records was not a world record because I missed this or this blue orb fragment. I remember skimming back through the VOD, like, dude, which one did I miss? I just ran past it. No, because you are up against a tighter timer with the health, I think, is the reason why. Because you do a secret, we pass a secret mission there that we are going to do on mission 12 instead because it's faster since you have DT. But because of that, you spend a lot more time where you don't have health. And even though you have a lot more health because you have the blue orbs, it makes the timing a lot tighter.
Nice jump cancels. Oh, still have to get the soul leaders.
They're trolling, bro.
There's probably my least favorite enemies in this game.
Me too.
Yeah, even more than like Fallen.
Yeah, Fallen and Dullahan are more fun, honestly. Also a Agni Arudra combat adjudicator here. We do come back here in a different mission, but we have damage over time in that mission, so we don't want to be doing the combat adjudicator while we have damage over time. That'd be rough.
Does doing extra damage actually affect your style ranking, or is it just combo variety?
I think it's mostly combo variety, but the amount of like style that it builds is roughly based on the amount of damage it does. I think I could be wrong. I'm pulling that one out of my ass, but so like moves that do a lot of damage tend to give you more style, but that's usually because they're like weighted differently based on like the recovery. Like Stinger does a lot of damage, right? And it builds a lot of style, but you can't really do 2 Stingers in a row often, and the recovery between that attack and the next one is longer than most attacks. So it kind of balances out that way. Unfortunate that you can't jump cancel the statues. They don't have a jump cancel hitbox.
I don't know. At least we got to see some combo variety this way.
Yeah, true.
Some moves you would never ever see otherwise.
Yeah, I think that Xirzs here is specifically trying to avoid using the crazy combos because they're long. And so he's doing like a specific combo chain that should get him the style that he needs without using a crazy combo. Crazy? Huh.
But the crazy combos are cool. Xirzs,
They are
ever
cool.
thought about that? Huh?
He did do jam session though. So like,
Yeah. That's probably
let's
the
see.
coolest one as well.
Can we get the release kill? We didn't get any from Stubby. No pressure. Except for everyone's watching.
all counting on you, Xirzs.
Oh no. Hey, good release though.
Yeah.
Oh, and the parry. Let's go. Wow, fantastic save.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Release definitely the most important part.
Yeah. Yeah, you can actually kill him without even releasing if you have perfect jump cancels. But the release does so much damage that it's honestly better to just make sure you hit the release, even if you don't hit very many aerial crosses. So this is the mission we were talking about where we have that damage over time. We have a lot more health, so it's a little bit less scary, but we have more stuff to do because we're doing cake. So it kind of balances out a little bit. We're gonna see Xirzs going for those despawns. Doing a different despawn setup. He's gonna kill one of these prides, and he's gonna have 3 total here. He's gonna try to kill all 3 prides at the same time. If he does that successfully, then he will be able to skip the 2 other spawns that happen. Oh no, he jumped. Yeah, so you'll see that he gets these extra lusts. Great release. 4 lusts actually, rough, and also a wrath. Those spawns could have been skipped if he had killed all 3 of those guys at the same time. Same thing here if he kills these 2 sloths at the same time while that wrath in the background on the other cart is going off screen. Like that, then he'll skip those spawns and just get these 2. Interesting that Stubby got the opposite set of despawns. That's actually kind of a cool showcase. Stubby got the first despawn, but not the second one. And Xirzs got the second one, but not the first one.
Just filling out each other's gaps. Xirzs is doing very well though, especially since he reportedly did 1 whole D-Rust run.
Yeah, I did 1 D-Rust run. Yeah, this is a solid run. I didn't talk about it during Stubby's run, but in this section, blocking that Vanguard gives you like 1 stock of Revenge Meter, but you want 2 going into the horse fight. So you're actually going to be looking for opportunities to get a block throughout the fight somewhere. But first, before we can get that block, he's going to do the next secret mission, which you're supposed to do by using free ride to ride on the enemies to chain free rides to go to the other side before the time limit runs out. But DT running is really fast, and since we have unlimited DT in this mission because of the item that we got, we can just run past everything, and it's actually faster than free ride. Yeah, Fiery. The next demon pre-starts in like 21 hours. Yeah.
Okay, you see, I never knew you were supposed to free right here. I only ever just use double trigger run anyway. So
yeah, that's fair. It makes it a lot easier to do it if you just DT run, or if you do it in this mission where you have unlimited DT, right?
yeah. Granted, I don't think I've done all secret missions in this game since like probably my first casual playthroughs, but
yeah, that's fair. A lot of them are like actually not that fun, and so I'm not super surprised. I like them; they're fun. They have some cool gimmicks, but they're definitely like a one and done thing, right? Like,
yeah.
don't want to just like keep doing them over and over again unless you want to run cake for some reason.
And we like some cake around here.
I do like some cake. Ooh, nice blocks. Yeah, so he's got his two fully charged stocks now. Also, Fiery, in the Speedrun Discord on the announcement channel in the Demon Pre section, there's a countdown timer. That countdown timer updates based on your time zone. So it should be accurate for you. It'll say how many hours until. So second Jester fight, we don't get to see this at any %. This is an optional fight. The Jester fights get harder the further you get into the game. He gets more and more HP. And he also gets new phases and stuff. This boss in particular, Jester 2 and 3, become jump canceled absolute like fiestas. Basically the whole strat is just Agni Aruja jump cancel. You get really good at Agni Aruja GCs from running cake because of this. And there's some cool DT management going on there where he's doing jump cancels without DT active. so that he can build DT and then activates DT and continues the jump cancel. Unfortunately, he did not get good RNG and he didn't have good enough jump cancels, so he got the ball cycle. You can actually skip the ball phase entirely if you get good enough jump cancels and good enough luck on the attack. So a bit unlucky there. Oh, fair, Fiery. My bad.
See if we get the proper Frenchie strat this time.
No whammies, no death on the horse. There's the release. Very nice. Now he has to do enough damage to stun. Very good. On HD collection here, it's Uh-oh, that's not good. I got the stun again. Okay, good. I have no idea why that happens. No one does. Wow, really, really, really sick fight. That's not supposed to happen, but insane adaptation from Xirzs there. That was cool. Normally, what happens is after it gets back up, then it does a carriage spin, and then you block the carriage and then release the horse, and then do a couple more hits to kill. But for whatever reason, the horse like just went back up for like I don't know. It happens sometimes, and I have no idea why. But really, really good recovery there. Able to keep the horse stun locked and killing it. That's probably even faster, honestly. No idea how to make that happen on purpose, but really cool. I was gonna say that on HD collection, the horse doesn't carriage spin 100% of the time. It's random, and so that makes the carriage, the horse fight, worse on HD collection. But not if you get that luck. It don't matter then. Did you equip Spiral Xirzs? Or did you do that at the statue?
I'm gonna do it on next mission.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Cool. So there's a secret mission here. There's 2 secret missions in this mission. The secret mission 8 that we're doing right now is literally just kill enemies. It's just an extra room full of enemies that are quite difficult. You're gonna have 2 vanguards at the same time, as well as I think 3 queen spiders and 3 baby spiders. Super random room. Quite unfortunate. There isn't any doors or anything to build guard off of, so we're just doing the combat as normal. Quite a fun fight casually, honestly, but very difficult to do fast. Can't jump cancel the queen spiders, so you're hoping to use royal guard to do some extra damage there. And then the vanguards you're going to be jump canceling, obviously. The other secret mission in this level can be done on the next mission, which is what Xirzs is going to opt to do. I was trying to remember why you were saving your DT in the previous room, but I get it now. Yeah, this room.
See, vanguards, they're kind of like shadows. They're really easy when there's just one. When you get like 2 of them, though.
Yeah, I guess it's much more difficult.
Yeah. Do you ever fight 3 at once?
In Bloody Palace, you do.
Okay.
I don't know about in the main game though.
So I've never finished Bloody Palace on the HD collection because it crashes every single time.
Really? I've never had that. That's rough.
Yep.
So this go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say it's the one thing stopping up flat, but you go on.
Oh, is Bloody Palace because it's just crashing? Oh, it's rough. This light puzzle here is going to become more relevant later because we're going to do a secret mission that has another light puzzle. But basically, it's just like one end has a laser and you have to direct it to go to the other end where the laser is supposed to end up. That one's a bit of a tricky one because it actually goes through a wall. Here we have Nevin. We're going to do the double S combat adjudicator. This is one of the hardest ones in the game for people because Nevin quite difficult, but thanks to Project Accent, have a consistent strat to do it fast here.
Say by far the hardest one, I'd say.
Yeah, I think the Beowulf one's harder personally, but I also like Nevin, so I have a little bit of a bias there. This is especially difficult because you don't want to have to switch styles to Swordmaster to get more moves or to buy more moves because obviously that would be expensive. So this combo string is specifically designed to be able to get you the double S without having to do, you don't have to do Swordmaster and you also don't have to do any extra moves. Nice job. It also is like set up to only do the crazy combo at the end. This is the more traditional, old school approach to getting the 2-cycle, or the cycle skip rather. Because he doesn't have Agni or Rudra, he's going to hopefully do enough damage here. Yeah, he definitely got it. That was a really good fight. To skip the double trigger phase entirely, Dante will just switch to the middle and DMC one weapon switch to give him Yamato instead.
What?
You stayed close to him, so he kept DT on. XD. Style on him with Nevin. He has to go to the menu to equip Beowulf in the next mission anyways, so that's why he's not going back to switch to Agni and Rudra. He's not going to use it anyways. And that's also why he's waiting to equip Spiral, because he's going to be in that menu anyways. Just consolidate the amount of times that you go into the shop. Nice fight. Got the skip, but then trolled by doing the RP walk to the center.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about missing that for the first half, but I should be here for the next half.
Welcome back.
I did see the Virgin 2 fight. That was pretty good though, apart from the trolling. But
You missed the Banhart save though.
You did.
oh, you got Banhart? Nice.
Yeah.
It's quite close, but you got it.
So equipping Beowulf here, needed for the combat adjudicator here that you always have to do. Also swapping out shotgun for Spiral. Spiral is a sniper rifle that you can only shoot on the ground. It's quite slow. Thankfully, we have Royal Guard, and you can cancel the recovery of shooting Spiral with Royal Guard. Spiral's upside is it does massive damage. The downside is it's slow, and you can't shoot it in the air. But we are only using it specifically for this one secret mission because it helps a lot to do it. Basically, the secret mission is that we're going to be on one of those gondolas, and those other gondolas across the way are going to go past us, and we have to kill all the enemies on the other gondola before they run away. If the enemies get away, then we have to restart the whole secret mission. It's a huge time loss.
By far the most annoying one.
Yeah, I think it's the one that is the most likely for you to choke it, but I don't think it's the hardest. It's like it can go the most wrong, you know? But Spiral is really useful for this because it's good for long range, high damage. In bursts. So as you see, like those gondolas go away after a certain amount of time. If there's still enemies on that gondola when it goes away, then you have to restart the secret mission. You see that Xirzs is charging his double trigger explosion here. This is because with the amount of DT that he has, if he jumps next to the gondola and DTEs, it just barely reaches there. And so he's going to do that for the last wave because the last wave is really, really fast. And if he is too slow, then I'll have to do the whole thing over again. It's a huge time loss.
Okay,
These
that's
last
really
three.
neat.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's just really neat tech. I never even thought about that.
So this last wave is just Wraths, but it's super fast. So, boom. There you go. Just keep it consistent. The downside to using Spiral for that is that Spiral's bullet travels really slow. So even if you do it right, you can just get trolled and it'll miss. So like that's why you use DTE there, just to be safe.
Now that's probably the hardest mission for Virtual Cake, maybe?
I would think so, but also Summon Swords go burr, so maybe not. I think the platforming mission on 18 would be the hardest, essentially. I don't know though. I've never done Virtual Cake.
Yeah.
I think only Mo has, and I haven't watched the run either. So
Time to break out the Virgil DMD cake.
yeah, God, that would be interesting. Ooh, nice movement. That's sick. Xirzs playing on a version of Style Switcher mod that doesn't have Dante stand in the air.
It's a little disappointing, actually.
Yeah. They've actually been having some discoveries with the Style Switcher mod versions, so that so one of the things that people do is there's a third-party tool called DMC3 Music that reads what room you're in and plays the music file externally from the game. And that's because when the game tries to play the music files, it loads like the music file 100 times, and that causes the game to drop frames and lag. And so you use Style Switcher to turn off the background music, and then you use the third-party program to play the music in the appropriate room. And so that way you don't have the frame drops, but you can still get the music. Accent and Xirzs recently have been messing though with other versions of Style Switcher and alternating with the files a bit. And it seems that you can actually make it so that the cutscenes like audio for most of the cutscenes actually uses the same files as the music, and they figured out which ones were the music files and which ones are the cutscene files. So now you don't have to lose cutscene audio because you remove the music, which is pretty cool. So shout out to them for that. That's also like super new. That was like last 2 weeks or something that they figured that out. Again, hardest room in the game, I think, combat wise. Yeah, so whenever I'd finish a run, you get to mission 20 and it's like you kill Virgil and all the cutscenes have no dialogue, no music, nothing. But that doesn't have to be the case anymore.
Damn, just imagine missing out on all that DMC story.
I know, right? Tragic.
Can't relate because I'm on HDC.
True.
Just
But then you get the
built
input
different.
lag. Tragic.
I've become one with the input lag. I am the input lag, and the input lag is me.
Based, honestly. It doesn't. It's actually not that bad if you get used to it, right? Like if you play it long
Yeah.
enough, you get used to it. I did like my first year and a half of runs of this game on HD collection, so.
Damn, the Enigma just trolling.
I mean, that's what they're for.
Yeah, it depends on the room, Chris. Honestly. Oh, you mean the input lag? Sorry, I thought you were talking about the music lag. Yeah, because you played HD collection. It's not that bad. It really hurts on missions where you're doing a lot of jump cancels, because then your inputs kind of get like desynced if you press the buttons too fast, and then like Dante like won't attack after you jump. It's weird.
Oh yeah, I've had that happen a few times.
Yeah, that happens to me sometimes even on OG PC port, but I think it's just because of 60 hertz, honestly. Like if you had like higher refresh rate support, then it probably wouldn't happen.
I mean, apparently if you put the game above like 60 frames, it'll go a bit funky.
Yeah, it like breaks, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Nice thing about having Spiral equipped still is that you don't really need Shotgun for the rest of the game, so you can just use Spiral. So it helps in some niche scenarios, like when the Fallen fly away and you can't get to them. A little bit extra damage.
Base can sign Dante up, 360 no scope.
That's the gunslinger move. Be behind the back trick shots. The YY ladder falls.
True. Isn't there like a gunslinger move where the spiral shot like bounces across the room?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you like shoot it straight up and it bounces down and stuff. It's really good for
Yeah.
killing what are they called? The Abyss, the little floaty boys, because you can like look the other direction and do the attack.
The
go
Soul
hit them.
Eaters.
Soul Eaters, that's the
vape
one,
clouds.
yeah. And the vape clouds, exactly.
Going for the third wheel activation.
So this mission 15, is the one that is the longest difference, I think, besides maybe 18. We can't do the 2122 exactly the same. We have to do it a bit different because there's a blue orb fragment that we have to go collect that's way out of the way. That room that we started mission 14 in, ooh, nice blocks,
Nice.
where we picked up Beowulf. We have to go all the way back to there because there's a blue orb fragment there.
I think
So
it's like
we have to do
2-2-2-2.
something like that. Yeah, you can still
Yeah.
skip the optional fighter fight, but you have to get to this section so that you can go grab that blue orb fragment.
I gotta be real, this feels pretty cursed just watching this.
I have to walk all the way back over to here to get this.
God damn, this is slow as hell.
Yeah, it's so far out of the way. This is easily the one that's the most out of the way in the game.
Can you do a DMC1 save warp to just go back to the beginning?
You could, but you'd have to do the whole mission again. You've already done like 2 of the Orichalcum fragments at this point. You could death
Well-
warp. Yeah, I've death warp before. I think it says you at the beginning of this room. Could be wrong. But you have so much health that it's not fast, right? Like you're already on your second bar.
But if you're really, really bad at the game anyway,
Then
and you've
yeah,
already
then
lost
death warp.
90%.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Or if you're doing like Heaven Hell Cake, I guess.
Yeah, then you're really fast. God, heaven or hell cake. What a interesting category that would be.
I mean, it'd make the whole well, the previous secret mission a lot easier, I think.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
wagons, yeah.
It definitely would, but it'd make a lot of other ones way harder, I feel like. Or like the one where you the one where you have to like jump on the enemy's heads for 20 seconds. It's so
Oh,
much easier to
yeah.
accidentally die there. That kind of thing. Some advanced death warp setups. I like this a lot. He's intentionally jumping into spots where he's gonna get hit twice instead of once. So he takes massive damage so that he can still set up the death warp. Honestly, I'm not sure if the death warp is even fast in this category. I think you have air hike, you know, like you have a lot of DT. It's probably pretty close, honestly. So much to time it. I think you would save a rank if you didn't die. I think you could S rank this mission, actually. Which might help with money. If you were doing Heaven or Hell Cake, though, it'd be really hard to afford abilities. Because you like get shit ranks in that category.
Yeah, true.
Just be getting every single orb ore.
Nice, got the activation there.
Just need
Don't
to not
die.
get hit. Don't get hit until we want to be hit.
Very nice. No early death warps today.
Let's go!
Yeah, Heaven or Hell would definitely make the death warp easy. That's for sure.
A little too easy, maybe.
Alright, we're on mission 16, which is where we're going to collect our last weapon. We just need to get Artemis, which we could
Free
get on
as
mission
well.
6. What's up?
Miss
Oh, the Demon
for
Free?
Mission 16 for free. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we'll get that. Oh yeah, there's a secret mission here too. The secret mission, and there is one more weapon.
There are 12.
Isn't the secret mission here
right?
the really like confusing light puzzle?
It's a puzzle, yeah. It's a light puzzle that has
Oh, yeah.
random puzzle orientations. So there's like 5 different. Basically, it's that light puzzle that you saw in mission 13, except for a much more complicated version of that. And there's like 5 different puzzle orientations that can be there, and it's random every time you enter the room. So we shall test Zerk's memory and his adaptability to remember each puzzle. I won't lie, in my run, I totally paused because the timer pauses when you pause, and then looked up the solution to the puzzle that I got. But, you know, for a
I
showcase.
can't really do that on console.
Yeah, right.
Not technically cheating, so.
Not technically cheating. Only technically cheesing. I said if I got into GDQ, I would memorize them. Isn't this the one where it's like not actually the one it points to? It's like the one behind the wall, or no? No, never mind. There you go. Nice. Easy clap.
Brain.
Huge brain. And there are 5 different puzzles that it can be.
What?
Oof, that's
Oh,
unfortunate.
no.
That's a demon pre-reference right there. Xirzs was going for the RNG setup there. The other rook that spawns in with this knight has a chance to either go away from you or go close to you. If he goes close to you, you can use the double trigger explosion to hit all 3 of the enemies, which will make the room a lot faster. But unfortunately, he went the other way, and then when he did release the double trigger explosion, everyone was gone, so it didn't hit anybody.
Got trolled. Heavily.
You'll have to see it, I guess. It's in the new pacifist run tech.
Punished, indeed.
I respect going for risky strats.
Me too. I totally agree. Which is why Xirzs is going to do rocket release on Lady.
Oh yeah.
Right? Totally. Smiley face.
I also expect improved doppel strats that you've never tried before.
Here's Artemis. It shows up here if you don't
Riot.
pick it up on 6. No, I wouldn't, Xirzs. You should just do the normal strat. It's just teasing.
Yeah, please do not try strats you've never tried before.
Oh, unlucky.
Hey, at least you're actually not punished though. So all good. He actually did go for lady release. Where'd she go? She's in the
Oh,
library
there's-
reading somewhere. Is it worthwhile to get Artemis early or later? There's no upside to getting Artemis early. Artemis is terrible, so you never equip it. The downside to getting it earlier is you'd have to do a whole ass room where you fight devil triggered enemies. So it's really slow. It's like at least a 2-minute time lost to get it on mission 6. I respect going for the lady release though. Take a Chad.
So it's a strat I haven't seen yet. It would have been cool. I respect it though, still.
Mission 17, we're gonna have a combat adjudicator on this mission. It's gonna be the Beowulf Triple S combat
Oh,
adjudicator.
I remember this one.
This one is my least favorite. It is so hard. I have lost many a world record pace run to this combat adjudicator, not being able to get the inputs out. Huge discovery for this. Charged hits actually count as different hits on the style meter as non-charged hits. So that makes it like infinitely easier once you know that.
Wasn't it like Slickford or someone who brought that to our attention? Or your attention?
I'm not sure. I think Astenium did it in the video that he showed.
All I remember is there was that one cursed video that someone
Yeah,
put
it
on
was-
the Discord.
That was Astenium. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Very nice. Super good. That shit is hard, bro. Hurt your hands.
Oh wow,
Mm,
actual
used
air
to-
hike for this.
Yeah, this makes this nice. Ooh, also, you have to go get a blue orb fragment and do an extra combat encounter here. The other side of this door has a blue orb fragment behind it. So you gotta kill the enemies here so you can go get it. Another Vanguard fight. 2 Vanguards here, and I think and 4 Enigmas.
No, only one and 4 Enigmas.
Only one?
Yep.
Sad.
So does doing secret missions, does that give you like a ranking bonus?
No. So in DMC 1 you get a ranking bonus for doing secret missions, but in DMC 3 you just get punished for it.
Oh.
You don't get rewarded at all for it. Yeah, it's rough.
I think it counts like towards the mission timer as well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it counts towards the
Yeah.
mission timer, and any damage you take there also counts. And the only upside is that you'll collect more orbs and potentially get higher style.
I don't know. Feels like an oversight, I guess. Oh, nice
I just
little
I
really
didn't know
don't
about that
like
all
doing
crashed it.
missions.
Damn.
That's cool. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, we'll have to start getting that in any percent. Like, whoa, so many orbs.
And 80%, yeah. Go fight this Vanguard and these Enigmas.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh no.
Oh, that's rough.
Nice save.
Time for Jester 3. We're actually going to switch back to Agni and Rudra because while Beowulf is really good, Agni Rudra is way better for jump canceling. Jester. You can get that orb catch in mission 5. I did not know that. That's cool. That's an even more practical application. I don't believe it's possible to skip the ball phase on this Jester because he has too much health. Is it? Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
I found a way, but it's hard.
Is it random too? You have to get a good pattern?
No, you had to set up the health bar of Xirzs.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
I pray for RNG.
Nice, you didn't get the ball, so hopefully these dudes don't. You can definitely kill him here. Just need those really good JCs. Nice, no balls.
This is what he does.
Oh yeah.
This is what he does.
I learned this
Believe-
from Lloyd.
I believe that
Maybe not
Xirzs
A&R.
is saving his release for the orb ore. I believe. Yeah, doing cake will definitely make your Agni Rudra JCs way better. I feel the same way about Virgil. Like if you run Virgil, your Beowulf JCs get really good too, just because you just do it so much. Oh yeah, he did, huh? I guess he just didn't use it. True.
It's nice that you don't get like a penalty for manually deactivating
Wait,
DT.
skip the secret mission. I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
there's a
to
secret
go back.
mission there. You have to go back after you fight these guys. Don't forget to go back. Yeah, normally you'd have Beowulf for this combat encounter and also for the Doppelganger boss fight. But actually the Doppelganger boss fight is the same speed, if not even, it might even be faster, honestly, with Agni Rudra, because you can JC him super fast. It's a secret mission, literally just get to the end, but the spikes are on crack. Rail Guard is actually pretty useful here, because it's often too difficult to get to the next spot without getting hit. So being able to release the spikes is nice. If the opportunity arises where you need to. Trickster also a good backup here because you can just iframe dodge through the spikes.
That last one always makes your hair back of your neck raise a little bit.
Yeah, you're praying that the last one isn't gonna
Yeah.
just knock you back.
The other spike rooms on DMD.
I could be wrong. Yeah, like but like there's like one extra one in between each spike in the secret mission. Yeah, so now we'll be seeing Doppel, but with Agni Rudra instead of Beowulf. It's the same strategy, but the jump cancels are a bit harder. I do think it's higher DPS though.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Good save.
nice.
That's
Nice.
right.
Well done. So is that basically the same JC hitbox that Virgil has?
Yeah, it's
I would
really
guess.
similar actually. Virgil and Jester and Doppel all have very similar sized hitboxes for the jump canceling. They feel very similar. So now mission 18. This is going to be the most different mission because it's the boss rush, and to get cake completion, you need to beat all of the bosses. So we're going to do a complete refight of every boss in the game. as well as one more secret mission that's going to be right before the boss rush. But first we have to do the chests. Which he did switch to Beowulf for. Interesting. I always would switch to Beowulf. Probably not faster to switch to Beowulf.
I mean, he's probably gonna use Agni Ridger for the boss rush anyway, so
Yeah, you will be using the Agni Ridger for the boss rush, so it makes sense actually. I wonder if you could do that in an 8% maybe. Probably be slower though. I don't know, because you already have Beowulf equipped. In this category, you have to do the menu, so makes sense. This is secret mission 12, last secret mission of the game. Platforming secret mission. You can hit a really sick cycle, even without Trickster here, if you do it right at the beginning. I love this strat, super cool. Oh, no! Rip. Yeah, it's a leave and re-enter moment. Very difficult, but this secret mission can be done in like 8 seconds if you do everything perfectly. It's a little bit scary because you need DT to this DT glide here. So if you run out, then you're gonna have to do it a much slower way.
You do have a backup for it though.
easy first
yeah,
try.
you go farm DT on the Fallen. Nice job, dude.
Sick.
Very cool. That's all the secret missions completed. We're gonna get one more blue orb fragment that we get from beating all of the bosses in the boss rush. We're gonna do them in a very specific order because the bosses actually get more difficult the more bosses you fought. So Doppelganger, for instance, will take more hits to break open the lights the more bosses you fought before you fight Doppel. So like fighting Doppel first, he's the furthest away from the part where you spawn in at, so it makes sense movement wise, save time there, and also you save time by not having to hit the dials multiple times. Xirzs is hoping to build style, or build a guard and also a devil trigger on this fight so that he can carry it into the next boss fight.
Nice.
Is that true in DMD as well? I don't know. It's true on normal though. I totally forget the route here. I just know you do Doppel first. Doppel and then Garion. Yeah, Garion, because he built DT so that he can now do the Garion strat that he did on mission 12, but here.
Let's see if we
So
get
this
the
fight should
ultra
be-
omega quick kill again.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Looks like no, but you get the exact same fight you get on 12 because you go into it with DT, or with the guard rather. This is what the fight is supposed to look like. Very, very solid.
It's our
Perfect fight,
first-
good job.
First time actually seeing the normal fight all day.
Yeah, true. Very clean. Where to next, Xirzs?
I made a new route where you do the demon army now, so you
Oh, yeah?
can build some guard, or I don't know which one follows. So
You don't remember.
I made it yesterday.
Now we're doing Demon Army, which is basically just mission 2, but with more enemies. There's gonna be a couple different vanguards here, as well as a lot of prides and some lusts and some sloths. This mission 2 can be like way more optimized than the original mission 2 because you have Devil Trigger Explosion and also more guard and Agni Rudra. You can get no wave despawns here, but you can kill enemies like as soon as they spawn.
Can you get the mission 2 crash that you were talking about here?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so. Can you? Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Once I
no.
crash on this mission
From a release?
from DT.
Oh wow, that's crazy. I guess you can. I stand corrected. That probably means you could do a wave despawn too, but no one's figured it out yet. Also, we have level 3 royal guard now, which unlocks a back style, which is only going to be used completely on accident. It basically makes it so that you can absorb small damage and have it be turned into health, which is kind of cool, but only really useful for a couple of really niche attacks. You just end up doing it on accident in speedrun mostly. But we also could charge more revenge meter than we could before, so we have higher potential damage output. Yeah, Beowulf's feather attack is the only move I could think of that it's useful for.
Oh, it was A&R. No.
That's
No,
an
that
attack you never want to see in the first place, right?
Yeah, in the speedrun, you should never see that attack. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh, I missed silver release. You could have done like half their HP bar if you did a full level 3 release. That makes sense. The routing for Cake is a little bit contentious on the mission 18 because there's a lot of different ways that you could do things. Like having DT for one fight means that you don't have DT for another, or like having release lets you get a cycle that you can't get. But yeah, it doesn't matter what order you do them in, really. You have to do all of them, so. There are a few fights where you don't need any resources going in, so it doesn't matter when you do them. I'd say like Beowulf and Nevin are both like that. Same with Cerberus. You don't need anything going in. But others you really do. Like for the Leviathan Heart, you kind of want release going in, if possible, or at least DT, so that you can do the Ban Heart strat. I think in my route I was doing Cerberus and then Leviathan, hoping to build guard here.
No.
I stand corrected.
Oh, nice block on the chomps.
Yeah, huge. Nice fight.
Okay, I have enough guard.
After you do the first one, it doesn't really matter which order when it comes to the movement, because you just get teleported back to the beginning every time. So it's nice to do the furthest one away at the beginning when you spawn close to it.
Nice release.
Nice.
I hate when this
Oh,
happens.
Oh,
this
what?
sucks. You didn't do enough damage to trigger this laser to come out. It's more strict the later you do the boss, I believe. That's like one of the things that it gets harder.
I see.
Quite an obscure change.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I like that they made the bosses harder. That's like actually really cool.
Big
Nice.
damage.
Yeah, it did so much damage you like stunned her again and got some extra damage because of it.
That black floor was trippy.
Oh yeah, usually it's like whitish purple.
No, I don't think it's not the more health you have, J/, it's how many bosses you had fought previous to that.
Oh,
no.
Trying to save the release for a different boss, but just barely didn't get the quick kill because of it. That's the
Nice.
thing that makes this a lot more interesting is you don't fight the bosses in a vacuum on mission 18. Like you have to save your resources for other stuff. So you do them differently than you do in the main game because like you want to use those resources for other things. Whereas in the main game, usually like you beat a boss, it's the end of the mission, right? So it doesn't really matter if you like use all your guard or use all your DT. Yeah, so saving up all of his guards so that he can have full level 3 release for Gigapede. So that he can hopefully one cycle here instead of the standard 2 cycle that you get on the normal game. Very nice.
So
I
fast.
mean, and it ends you like right next to the teleporter as well. Last fight, Beowulf. Gonna be
Good
the
old
standard Beowulf
Beowulf.
fight. Nothing crazy. Hopefully we don't see that feather attack.
Let's hope.
That would mean something was wrong.
Well, if we do, we can show off the special ability.
Yeah, right. Ooh, great JCs.
Oh,
Hey,
amazing.
we got one today. Let's go. Let's go, Xirzs. Nice release kill. Huge, huge, huge.
There we go. All done.
And that is all styles and items and weapons and secret missions collected. All that's left is to beat the game. 2 missions left.
Now we just need a 100% category where we max all the styles and buy all skills.
Good lord, no thank you.
No, please no.
When I was crafting this category, I was thinking like, how possible is it? Because I was basing it off of DMC1's 100% category, right? And in that category, you have to S rank every mission, and also you have to buy all of the items in the shop. And I did the math, and like, even if you don't use any holy waters and you S rank every single mission, you're like 300,000 orbs away from being able to buy every ability and every item. So like, it's not even remotely close. So I figured there's like no point in trying to add some sort of restriction like that.
Yeah. The as we said before, the inflation does go pretty hard in this game. It's like,
Yeah, it's mostly the blue orbs. The blue orbs and also the like air hike for every weapon.
oh boy.
Still funny that you have to buy air hike for every weapon.
Yeah, it should
Kinda
just be like
annoying.
a universal Dante skill.
Except for
not-
Nevin. Nevin is air raid, but
Yeah.
That's the thing that's in DMK is universal air hike. Just gives you air hike for everything. All
Yeah,
at the
but
same
that's
time.
for dirty, stinky cheaters.
I know, right? Really good fights. Pretty clear. You get to see the more traditional Royal Guard approach to this level. No doppel, not yet. Definitely should get routed in at some point.
We'll see the more classic 4 holy water Arkham.
Yeah. The big difference in the doppelganger shred is that you get to use, you only have to use 3 holy waters instead of 4. And that 4th holy water is like 20k. So it's a lot of money.
Is a double star required here for this strat?
I think I picked it up.
Ooh, yeah, that missed straight.
Oh.
Unlucky. So this is what happens if you don't get enough damage to skip the cycle. You gotta kill all these dolphins and then they'll come back up, and then Xirzs is gonna shoot him like 1 time. And he's just die. It's so unlucky.
And on any percent, it's really easy to die here. These things can just swarm you. At least it's easy for me to die there.
It was 1 hit away.
One
That's
hit.
so unlucky.
That's typical DMC fashion for you.
It's alright, Virgil's here, he can carry now. Motor back doing the blue guy
Nice.
gaming.
You got
1 more mission, we're almost done. Time is coming up soon. This is gonna be a real solid run, it looks like here.
Be ready on that timer, Cosmic. The run ends on the final hit on Virgil.
I don't know if you've like watched this game before, Cosmic. Just in case.
I might have played it a couple of times.
Once a year replay. It's at
Yeah,
least
right.
20 times.
That's true. Oh my god, that fucking aged me again, dude. Holy shit.
We get the
I
face
thought he was
skip
gonna
here.
release that Judgment Cut.
GG.
GG's though.
133.08.
that was
Very good
really
time.
nice.
That's really good. Yeah, your PB
Yeah.
is a 131.38 in real time. So
Yeah.
only
That was
a minute and a
solid.
half.
Told
Very
you
good
you
for
weren't
no
gonna
reset.
fuck it up, bro. Told you
GG.
you weren't. Had that shit on lock.
Real
Dang.
nice run. GG's.
Yeah, that was
Good job,
awesome.
I'm
Xirzs.
happy with this
Cake
run.
is a fucking cool category.
It's awesome. Yeah,
Run
it'd been a while since I saw this category, and I was very pleased. to watch this in full again. So good shit, dude. If you have anything you want to say, Xirzs, for sure, go for it.
Yes, invite everyone to run this category. We need more runners, so this category is on main boards.
I second this.
Your runs don't have to be good. Just please submit them.
Yeah,
there you
exactly.
go.
I don't think I even submitted my first run for this.
No, you didn't,
Oh,
and neither
the
did
classic.
Slickford. Slickford did a cake run too. I'm looking at the board right now. It's just me, Xirzs, Lloyd, Flen, and Simo. And Simo's time is 2.5 hours long because he just did one run.
Ouch.
Yeah, I think that was my first run as well. It was like a 2:20 or something like that. Mostly because I spent like 20 minutes on the secret mission where you have to jump on stay in the air for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Those 20
that'll
seconds
do
to
it.
20 minutes, bro.
Just get them against the wall. It's so easy.
Forehead.
That's the primitive strat I
Forehead.
was doing.
The Prima strategy guide.
Prima
Good
strategy.
God. All right. Well,
We have an
Xirzs, thank
announcement
you.
then.
Yeah, thank you once again for doing this. That is the end of, well, not quite. That is the end of the runs for today in celebration of the 20th anniversary of DMC3.